Hello, good morning, and welcome, cricket lovers, to this beautiful part of Spain. We are in Albert. My name is Rico Full, and I'm at the Alfest de P Town and this beautiful ground, the Woodbridge Oval, the Sporting Alfest Cricket Club. And I'm here for the Spanish National Finals. Yesterday was day one, and it was a cracking day of action. And two teams, the two main teams that everybody thought would go all the way, dominated the day. Pak I Care and the home side, Sporting Alfest, were in great form. Unfortunately, Mallorca and Costa del Sol, they played two matches apiece yesterday, and they couldn't get a win against Sporting Alfest or Pak I Care. But one of those two teams will get a win here later today, because those two teams will meet a bit later, 12 o'clock local time, to see, well, it'll be a battle really of the wooden spoon. But of course, all the talk this morning is of the home side, Sporting Alfest and Pak I Care. They will go head to head in the first match, which really is kind of the dress rehearsal of the final a bit later on in the day, 2 o'clock local time. Let's talk a little bit about both those teams yesterday. I think Sporting Alfest, for me, they really weren't tested. They showed that they were pretty dominating when they were in the field. They held some very good catches. They contained both Mallorca and Costa del Sol to low scores. And then when it came to the run chase, they knocked them off quite comfortably. Pak I Care, on the other hand, I think they had a few issues with their batting. I don't think we saw the best of their batting. We certainly saw them really struggle against Costa del Sol in their second match when they only made 89. But their bowling was good, and they of their game with the bowling to win that match yesterday, and they did win it by 10 runs. So the coin toss is going to be quite important for me this morning. The reason for it is that Sporting, they have elected to chase on two occasions, whereas Pak I Care, they have won both their games first. So this is going to be an opportunity for the two teams to really test each other out. Now I want to talk a little bit about this Woodbridge Oval here at Alfest de P. It's a ground which I know very well, and I've always known this ground to be a very fast deck. I'm expecting, and always have expected, pace bowlers to really utilise this pitch. It's a bouncy track. It is an artificial, but underneath here there is a concrete base as well, which means that if you get the ball, especially in this area to the right hand that we certainly saw yesterday, the ball really shooting up, the likes of Mohammed Cameron bowled with a lot of pace. Quinlan was good on here as well, so was Sunderland. But amazing enough, yesterday, it was the slower bowlers that did the trick. So I wonder if that's going to be the same here today, or whether we're going to see some change. I'm expecting maybe to see more runs today. I do get the feeling that Pak I Care, they're a championship side. They know they didn't perform well with the bat here yesterday. They'll come out strong. But it's going to be interesting. I really do feel that it could be perhaps spin to win once again. He made 58 in the two innings that he played. Lee Rimmer of Costa del Sol sitting there in third spot. Leading bowlers, and a bit of a surprise really, Damien Van Jarslev has got 4 wickets. So is Lorne Burns of Costa del Sol. And Mohammed Cameron, who we'll see in action now, has taken 3. Had a bit of a mixed day. Cameron yesterday in his first match, he was lethal against Mallorca, 2 wickets in his first over. Then in the second match, his first over went a little bit haywire. 16 came off it. There was that incident when the ball also hit the helmet for 5 penalty runs. But his second over was a 1-wicket maiden, and he certainly won that. He's a match winner, isn't he? One that needs to be contended with today. You heard me talking a little bit about the ground and it being quite bouncy, and he's likely to extract that. Oh, there we are. You can see now players are out there, the umpire's out there. Looks like Stuart Dobson will be taking charge of the first over. And if you're just joining us, just a reminder, T10 is the format. That means that all the overs will be bowled from the one end. 2 overs can be bowled maximum by a bowler. Anything down the leg side is a wide, and anything over the shoulder that bounces is the one for the over. Bowl another one of your no ball. Anything that bounces over the head, wide ball, but also counts as 1 for the over. Some of the main rules. 45 minutes also to complete the innings, as it is Cameron who's getting set to go here. He's got two men behind the bat, got quite a wide third and a fine leg to start with. Here's the first. It's played away quite handsomely. Well, it's partially stopped by the fielder. As takes a bit of a nasty bobble, but it does well. First runs on the board. Did he see off the mark? On the pad, they'll take the leg by. Mohammed Cameron, known of course by many as the hitman. If he gets it right, he can be lethal. It's the kind of, look, people were saying this yesterday, it doesn't seem to be running off his full pace. That's played out on the offside. A little bit uppish there from DDC. Those fielders very much on the edge of that 30-yard circle. The slightly shorter one. Big shout of no there. DDC was quite keen. Well, there will be runs now. Buzzers. But they're still not running here. Well, not watching the ball, actually. It's a few of the spectators, of course, a lot of sport for the home side, Sporting Outfits there. A little bit frustrated that there wasn't a single taken there. Not so much on the initial shot that was played, but the throw was wild, and there certainly was one there, but I don't think that Danny Everett was paying attention. Mohammed Cameron just moving that point fielder a little bit closer to the action. That's that shorter ball again, really tucking up DDC. Extracting some of that bounce that I was talking about from this pitch. There he is, Mohammed Cameron. Of course, the new look Mohammed Cameron. A lot of people will be saying, that's not Mohammed Cameron, he's got hair. Yep, he has had hair for about 18 months, 2 years. Don't ask me where it came from. Oh, that's a good seed, isn't it? Lovely way to finish the over. Nice and tight. Just the one run from it. And there was the leg by there as well. 2 runs from the over. Interesting match, this one, of course. Both teams are undefeated in the Spanish national finals. Both won 2 matches yesterday. I don't think anyone's keen to go down here, but it's one of those matches. If you're going to go down, this is the one to go down in. You don't want to go down in the one that's later, the big one, the final. But I don't think you want to go into a match with that mindset. Christopher Ward. I knew somebody would say it. I thought Mohammed Cameron was bald. Well, he was. Not anymore. And whatever he's splashing onto his head, I think I need some of that. It's a bit of a leave as this. Time to see Mohammed Atif with the ball. Now, of course, there was a bit of talk yesterday about Mohammed Atif saying, well, hang on a minute. I was the first to say it, to say, well, what's happened here? Mohammed Atif's name seems to have changed. Just to clarify that his documents, as he comes in again, that's up in the air. It's a good shot, actually. It's a really nice shot. It's probably not going to go to the boundary as the fielder. Well, let's see. I think it has just gone. Yeah, that's good honesty from the fielder. It's a good slide and dive to try and stop it, but just has enough. Very good shot, clever shot. Elevates it over the infield. A good shot to play in the power play, and knew exactly what he was doing there. Did Danny? Yeah, so going back to Mohammed Atif, you'll see that on the... He's down as actor. And that's the name that's on his documents. And that's why those are being used here on the scoring graphics. But I did have a chat with him and said, hey, I said, what's happened to your name? I put you, change ho gaya, tera naam ki hai? Kenda Rico Baji, mera naam Atif, please call me Mohammed Atif as always, so I'll call him Mohammed Atif. And you know who it is. It is Mohammed Atif. Hello to Kroom, who joins us in the chat. That's a slightly shorter delivery. It didn't really know where that was, did he see? It's a couple of times I know that Mohammed Kami softened up with a couple into the body. And Atif's done the same here. Kind of took his eye off that one. And element of surprise. Goes for the big shot down the ground. He knows that both, well, I was going to say both, but they haven't really got, they've got just the one player who's straight down the ground, and that's Babar, the captain. He's kind of very, very straight to mid-off, I would say. So if you make contact there, you're clearing the field, and that was the eye there from DDC, but that one gets past him. The Satif, good over so far, tidy, just that one boundary. And that's well bowled again. There's that extra bounce. The end of the over. One boundary from it. The first off the morning. 5 off that over. 7 without loss. Of course, we saw this from Pak I Care yesterday. Their bowling department was good. A lot of good bowlers in the side, and Rabbani was very good also. And we saw Jafar bowling very well. Now it's off the pads, and they will take the leg by. Fielder makes a bit of a misfield. Some of the people behind me saying 2-2-2, being a little bit suicidal here. So some of the Sporting Alphas boys getting a bit carried away. And yeah, Rabbani bowled superbly well yesterday. So it's Cameron once again. Oh, that's that short one. Genuine short delivery. DDC this time was alert to it. Ducks out the way. 2 players, of course. And you're going to hear me say a lot of this today. 2 players that know each other very well. Both play for the Spanish national side. But when you're out there in the middle, you're going to be competitive. And yeah, that seems to be the plan at the moment here to DDC. Short into his body, tucking him up. And he's not been able to make the most of this power play. DDC was in very good form yesterday. Scoring runs freely. He scored 32 off 15 against Costa del Sol. And 23 not out off 11 against Mallorca. That one... Oh, interesting. It was short. I'm wondering if it was leg side-ish. Umpire Stewart says no. Maybe he feels that just went over the shoulder there of DDC. DDC was pretty sure it was leg side-ish, but not according to the umpire. Stuart Dobson says nope. And that's the one that goes right through. Super bowling this from Kami. Super bowling. Just now, I mentioned yesterday he got that wicket maiden in his second over, and this one at the moment no runs of that, as that one sort of kind of right into the body once again to DDC. Gets a bit of glove on that, I think. I saw him shake the hand. So yeah, that's wonderfully well bowled. It's going to be another maiden, kind of what you call a, some people will say it's a fake maiden. There was the one run from it, and that was, there was the one run from it. That was a leg by. Just noticing here that Sikandar Ali, who was on the field, just coming off, I know that he was struggling a little bit yesterday. He was had some sickness, and he's come off the field, and Jafar Raza has come on. Now, I want to also mention that one of the rules that are being played here, something that you don't see or hear of too often, and I'll read it to you, and then you can make sense of it yourself. So, 12 players can bowl. Field, only 11 can bat. The extra bowler fielder must be specifically named at the toss. So, in other words, you could, if you want to deploy some tactics here, you could have a player. So it's like having a 12th man that can bowl 2 overs. That's perfectly within the playing conditions. But Sukhinder Ali noticing he's probably still a bit under the weather. I know he wasn't very well yesterday. In fact, he did go to hospital, but he got given the all clear. I think he's been given some medication. So I think it makes sense that he tries to recover, maybe keeps himself fit if he can be for the final a bit later. It's being played away. Chase is on, but I don't think they're going to stop this. Boundary, badly needed boundary. Especially with the power play. Just 8 runs coming from the first 3s. So 4 runs. Yes. Changes in Rabbani. So Rabbani offers the first sniff. Of getting a boundary away. Rabbani, though, did bowl very well yesterday. Let's see what his comeback is here when he goes full. But that one is probably wide, and it could be big wide. It will be. It's going to be a minimo. Rabbani goes for the Yorker, gets it wrong. It's not the first time we've seen Ismail diving around. Now, Ismail, he made a bit of a record for me yesterday. Ismail, of course, the wicketkeeper. He played in both matches, but he never stayed on the field for the entire 10 overs. On both matches, he had to be carried off with injuries. I wonder if he's going to make a hat-trick of it. He's back on his feet again here, though. Oh, well, it's another wide, big time. Now, I'm guessing that Rabbani is struggling to control the ball here. He's probably doing too much, as Ismail full stretch to try and stop it. So it's another wide. So this is exactly the over that Sporting Alfest needed after the power play only produced just 8 runs. Ismail Zia, the keeper, and that's going to be a wide as well. So he's gone too much to the right, and now he's gone too much to the left. He can't get it right. Maybe this one will be right in the middle. Rabbani just probably feeling a bit of pressure right here, right now. His score's more than doubled in this over now. And that's played away. It's a shot that Danny played a lot yesterday, and he said he plays it deliberately. He said, when I said to you this morning, I said, how's that edge? He did say to me, playing those shots, you watch the way I play, you watch my stance. I'll say, okay, give him credit for that. Let's see if he does that here. But having said that, they have got that third pretty fine. He did start off quite wide. All right, let's see. It's going to go right over him. Well, there you go. Well, yesterday that edge was giving him 4 runs. Today it's gone all the way. Shaba, bole, ginna sona, shakalagya. And I tell you what, he's knocked that edge in a little more. But, yeah, you can see here. I'm going to give him credit for that. He's played that shot. He's got right underneath it, elevated over, kind of an uppercut. And it goes all the way for 6 runs. The first Maximo of the day. This is a big over for Sporting Alfast. Well, leaves that one alone. 19 have come off the over. And still a couple of balls to go because of all those wides. Yeah. Been struggling. Go through this over so far. Started with a 4, 5 wides. Then there was 2 wides. Slower ball. It's going to be another wide, you know. There you go. It's another wide. Rabbani. The radar has gone amiss. So 4, 5 wides, 2 wides, 1 wide, a single, 6, dot, wide. 20 off the over. Remember, It was 8 off the first 3. As I say, this is exactly what Sporting Alfest needed right now. And young Rabani just under a little bit of pressure. We'll take the single. Mohammed Atif does the fielding. I wonder if maybe Baba will be feeling he's made a bit of an error here by not going back to Atif. He obviously wanted to hold Atif back. But bringing Rabani on here hasn't quite worked. Rabani just not being able to get it right. That's a better delivery though. It's in the block hole. DDC gets a single, but he's been outscored here big time at the moment by Danny Everett, who's on 15. DDC moves on to 3. And I think that's the umpires there, probably quite rightly saying to Baba, you're a little bit behind now. I can understand that. That over's taken an age, but it's been very productive. 22 runs coming from it. And, well, they're still probably behind where they want to be, Sporting Alfast. But they know that they've got the 2 overs of Mohammed Cameron out of the way. Atif is to come back. Looks like this is Raza. Now, I've noticed on the squads, one name that sort of sticks out. Zain Ali is listed in the squad for Pak I Care. Now, we didn't see Zain yesterday, but I don't know if... I'm looking around to see if he's on the field of play here. Or maybe he's they're keeping him for the final. Of course, Zain Ali, Italian player, but he has played. I'm told that has been playing for Pak I Care. That one's going to be okay from Raza. Jafar Raza, he bowled this line yesterday very well, didn't he? Just going right across the right-handers. Be interesting to see if Pak I Care, now that power play's over, if they fancy putting backward point back, because I think with this angle that's been bowled by Raza, I think DDC and Everett will be looking to go in that area. Comes Raza again. Short, goes after this, it's high up in the air. This is one that could plug if it don't go all the way. And it does go all the way. 4 runs though. Just bounces, I'm guessing, just before the line. Didn't get it out the middle again, DDC, but he'd be pleased to have notched up his first boundary. He's been there, that's his 16th delivery before he's got that boundary, so he's been well tucked up, but you know, he could explode at any moment. Hello to Mr. Maximo Vinisandu, joining in the chat. Very good morning to you. Muy buenos dias. And that's Timber! Well, normally when I mention Vinny Sandu, there's normally a Maximo that follows, but not on this occasion. On this occasion, the stumps have been shattered and DDC just never got going. He hit his first boundary, the ball before, then this one, he's played all around it. I wonder if it stays a little low. We might get a chance to look at it again, but it looked a little ugly, didn't it, as those stumps got knocked over. And Mohammed Atif gives them a little pat on the back as he makes his way off. 34 for 1 then. And Daniel Doyle Kaya will go for 7. And it's 7 of 18 deliveries. It's not something you normally, when you see his strike rate yesterday, it was pretty emphatic. Well, that dismissal was pretty emphatic as well. Timber as the stumps do get knocked over. So Raza gets the breakthrough after being hit for a boundary as the sun comes out and caresses this beautiful ground. So many people yesterday in the chat were commenting how lovely this ground looks, and we go to some camera angles in between play and you can see the palm trees, the mountains. It's quite stunning, really, it is. That's that ball going across the right-hander once more. This is Gary Park, who's come in at number 3. Had a good day all round yesterday, Gary. Didn't get too much opportunity with the bat. Didn't really need to. Sporting Alfest yesterday. They were in both their matches. They chased down scores with ease. Against Costa del Sol, 14 balls to go. They got to the 95, lost 2 wickets. And against Mallorca, only lost the 1, getting to the 56 they required. Oh, that's one's a nasty one. Ismail might have taken that on the chin, actually. That one's another one. Doesn't quite come up. It skids through. Yeah, so many people were talking about this beautiful ground and the scenery that surrounds it. Alfesta P is where we are. I'll tell you a little bit more about the area, perhaps after this delivery. And, well, I don't know. There was a bit of noise there. Not sure what that noise was. The umpire says, well, the umpire said not out. There was a sound. I must admit, there was some sound. The two umpires now having a chat, and he's given. I think there definitely was a sound, and I think what Stuart Dobson is doing here is just checking with Ijaz whether it, with Ijaz, the square leg umpire, whether the ball carried safely into the gloves of Ismail. And Ijaz says it does, and then Stuart Dobson gives the decision as out. So Park is going to go here and goes without scoring. It's a good take. It does stay low, and Raza picks up a second wicket in the over. What an over that's been. After the over before went for 22. Raza's, well, Jaffer Raza. Jaffer's the name. He's come back with the Jaffer, hasn't he? And that's the end of Park. Goes for a two-ball duck. Ismail holds on to the catch. Maybe he'll have a better day today. He's still on his feet, so that's a good sign. Raza looking to finish a good over. 1 ball to go in it. 35 for 2. 2 wickets in the over. Now bowling to Paul Hennessy, who gets a short one, which he just paddles away. And that ball, I feel, is going to win the battle. It does. So 4 runs from Hennessy straight away. Probably not the best of balls to finish with from Raza. It's a little bit short, and he knows it as well. It was a hit-me ball. Paul Hennessy, his eyes must have lit up after probably was expecting a sharp delivery. Angled across him, gets one that's short and ugly down the leg side, and he just helps it along for 4. Takes the score after 5 overs at the halfway point, 39 for 2. Danny Everett is still there, 16 off 9. Paul Hennessy starts with a boundary. Yeah, let's just talk a little bit about where we are. So here, Alfesta P, mountain walking, bicycle rides or strolls along the trails full of points of interest are all part of what Alfest has to offer. The Sierra Jalada Massif stretches some 6.5 kilometres next to the sea and has a maximum height of about 438 metres. As we see a little bit of spin. It gets worked away. And, well, here we go. There's Zain Ali. So I was looking to see if he was playing. That's played away. There is a fielder there. Makes the stop. Don't know if this is Zain Ali, you know. It's not. If this is Zain Ali, he's not the Zain Ali that I know. Anyway, I'm going to go by what's on the sheet there. Used his feet pretty well here. Doesn't quite get to the pitch. Here comes the throw. Nicely taken as the throw comes in. You see, I've got 2 players that have been listed as number 14. One is Zain Ali, and one is Abid Mehboob Hanif. Now, I wonder if this is him. Oh, a bit of an inside edge from Hennessy, but good running from Everett. Gets to the other end, calls Hennessy through. Yeah, so talking about that Sierra Halada Massif, 438 metres. As a result, it offers trackers magnificent views and of the interesting flora and fauna that's around here. Going to be just another single. We didn't see too much spin on offer from Pak I Care yesterday. There was that one over that was bowled in their victory against Mallorca by, I think it was Asad Abbas and Sekinda, which didn't go really to plan. It's the first time we're seeing Ali. That's a little bit short. Hennessy doesn't get any power in the shot. There's no pace on the ball. That's the reason for that. Just gently goes to the fielder. That's that Khalid Ahmed. He does the fielding out there at square. And get through that over pretty quickly. I think they're probably running just a little bit behind time. So getting spin on here is a good idea. Over comes to an end. 45 for 2. 6 overs completed. Yeah, and because, of course, of those mountains there, it's a wealthy biodiversity is found on the Sierra that has been declared an area of special protection, especially for birds which nest in the cliff faces. Furthermore, views of the bay and the majestic cliffs, gullies and caves can be observed. And, of course, there is a lookout tower and a functioning El Bear lighthouse are some of the attractions that visitors can enjoy here. So it's a beautiful part of the world. Come on down and enjoy. And I know that a lot of people have, and a lot of people have been here to Sporting Alfest Cricket Club as well. I know that it hosts many touring sides throughout the year. Cricket practically played here all year round. I think they take a break during December, perhaps, and that's about it. Raza continues. Bowled it very good. First over, a bit of an inside edge there. Yeah, just let himself down with that last delivery that he bowled to Hennessy. And other than that, he picked up 2 wickets in the over. Not a bad one there from Ali as well. Just 6 runs came from that. Nice move, a run up. And, well, I think there might have been a bit of bat on this, actually. Let's see. Ismail gets a glove to it. And let's see what the signal is from the umps. No, there was no bat. I thought there may have been. Ismail stretching, gets his right mitt on it. There he is, Ismail. There's Mazir, keeper. Hello to Dave, or should I say, hola Dave. Hey, how are you? Hope you're well. Good to have you with us. It's a nice looking shot, but they have got a sweeper out there. It should just be a single. Pak I Care once again showing that they are, even with that big over number 4 from Rabbani going for 22. They've just put that behind them. They kind of know how to weather a storm, don't they? Fast got plenty of wickets in hand, so I'm expecting to see them really throwing the bat at the ball now. Reaching for this, it'll be one bounce as it goes to the fielder. Probably one of those which, maybe if it mattered, you throw yourself forward to try and catch it, Babar. Now, Babar's not the quickest, we know that. He's got good safe hands. He's probably saying, if it was the final, maybe. But not for this one. Noticing, of course, here that Alfaz, normally here, you probably see that somebody like Christian If it was the big match, Christian probably would have come out before Hennessy. On the pads, asking the question. It's a polite inquiry. And I think Dobson, they're saying no, because there was a little bit of bat on there. Maybe the bat saves. Danny is the end of the over, though, and another very good over. Raza came on just when Alfes were looking to get the acceleration in, and he's done well. He's only gone for 5 runs in his 2. No, beg your pardon, looking at the wrong line. He's gone for 14 of his 2 overs. That's still very good, and picked up those 2 wickets. And Alfaz just brought up the 50 in that over, so 51 for 2. 2 wickets down. I think this is where, I'm not saying they're not trying, but this is where you really got to get going. It seems to be some movement at the moment behind the sight screen, which the batters, well, I think maybe the sight screen needs to be adjusted. That's what might be this. Yeah, the sight screen is being moved here. Probably because after seeing a left arm over, we're probably going to go to a right armer. That's probably the reason. So looks like we are seeing now Ahmed. He's going to come on and turn his arm over. Plays that just a little bit too early, does Danny Everett. Gets a single. He's going okay though, 22 of 15. He'll need a bit of support here from Hennessy. Hennessy started with a boundary very first ball, but he's gone slowed down a little since then. He's on 9 of 7. Khalid Ahmed. Well bowled. He's that teasing length, isn't it? I think it's one of those where the batters don't use your feet. You're going to be reaching for them and you're not going to get power in the shot. So footwork is key. Remember, you have got the mid-off in the circle. So if you use your feet and try and go over, you've also got short cover. So that's where you've got to be looking to go. Got to go in the V here, but footwork is key. And, well, that's what I'm talking about. That's hit nice and straight. It should be 4 runs, and it will be 4 runs. So much better. Also, was a little bit fuller this time also from Ahmed. And Hennessy there just stood still and hit it cleanly. Down the ground, 4 runs. Ahmed Babar is the fielder at that mid-off position. He's not the quickest, we know that, but that's where he likes to be. Right, that's high, that's big, that's mighty, that's 6. Gidna Sona Shakalagia. Eso es una grande, más grande el día. That's what we call a maximo. It went high and mighty from Hennessy. Good hit, good pickup. Just the last couple of deliveries there from Khalid Ahmed, just been a little bit fuller. He was better when he was slightly short and wide, and was holding the pace off. Put a bit more pace on that one as well. Good pickup. Hello to Jeffrey Maguire. Welcome to the proceedings here on these Spanish national finals, day 2 and the big day. And let's see, that's hit pretty well. That's going to go all the way as well. Boom! Shakalagia. Que guay, que genial, que grande. Hennessy. Oh, he's woken up. I'm just saying, he started with a boundary, then he went quiet. Remember, he was 9 off 7. And now he's just accelerated big time. 4 and 2 sixes. And an over that started very well from Khalid Ahmed. It's now gone for 17. And that's a bit of a gundy ball that probably also should have been punished. Ismail is doing a little bit of the ringer roses. He has no idea where it is. He'll get dizzy doing that, you know. They might have to carry him off again. But that over will come to an end. It will finish with a bye. Hennessy, who's found his touch, will stay on strike. And that over with that bye going for 18, which does help Belfast accelerate to 69. 2 wickets down. Over by over score is quite interesting actually. If I go through them up until the end of that over, the 8th. 2, 5, 1. That was 8 in the power play. Then it went 22, 9, 6, 6, and now 18. And of course, that's the way they need to keep going. Again at the 18s. Ali comes back to bowl the 9th over. He's picked that up beautifully. It's a lovely shot. Slog sweep for 6. Hennessy on fire here. I know that Paul's mum and dad normally are tuning in. They are from San Miguel, I do believe. Very good morning to you. Muy buenos dias. And it's good hitting from Paul. Just what they needed. He's overtaken Danny Everett now. Everett 23 of the 16 balls he's faced. And Hennessy 25 now of 12. And they are pushing that square leg now back. So square leg mid wicket back on the boundary. Long on. Also back. Got a sweeper out the off. I don't know if this field's quite right. That's a better delivery. Pitched up kind of Yorker length. Babar will make the stop. Now it's important here that Danny continues the assault. Tries to pick up some boundaries himself. But more importantly, gets bat on ball. If he's not getting a boundary, then at least getting a single and get Hennessy back on strike. Best passage of play Sporting Alphas have had since that 4th over. That's well bowled. Tosses that up. A loopy delivery. Slower bowlers do get that extra bounce outside the off stump as well, which makes it difficult for the batters. And if your footwork isn't right, tries the same again. This time a bit fuller. Babar makes a stop, gets a single, gets Hennessy back on strike. Gone, disappears, out of the ground. Que guay, que genial. Esa pelota no va, esa pelota va por la playa. That is a biggie. Hennessy. Well, maybe getting himself in form, getting himself in shape, ready for the big one later. Hennessy, first time he's having a knock as well, and he's making an impact. This is short again. That one, they've got nobody back there at all. They've elected not to have a long off on the boundary, so that's going to be 4 ball. Good hit. And very well hit indeed. And clever cricket. He knows that they have got nobody back, and he's able to just rock back and thump it right back over the head of Babar, the captain. Another boundary, 4 runs, takes the score now to 87. So another good over. So 2 lots of 18s. Maybe they can with another big over here. Try to get the 100 up, but they are going to go to Mohammed Atif. Now they did hold on to Atif, and I said at the time maybe Mohammed Babar on another day would have decided not to have taken him off, because at that time the 3 overs had gone for just 8, and Atif could have bowled his second, the 4th over, which was bowled by Rabani, and it did go for 22. But okay, on the pad, would have liked to have run, but it wasn't on. Atif was aware and alert to what the batters would be thinking. I haven't got anybody in close at all on that leg side. They only got the 45 or behind square inside that circle. Mid wicket is open for the single. That's up in the air, should be caught, and it will be caught. Straightforward catch. It's a little bit disappointing here in this final over. First ball being a dot, the second one also a dot but a wicket. It means that a new batter will go on strike. So 87 for 3. At the end of a gutsy innings there from Danny Everett. He'll fall for 24 of 19 deliveries. Had to go for it really, didn't he? Goes for the big shot, but offers a straightforward catching chance to the fielder, which gets taken. So, round of applause, gentle round of applause then for Danny Everett. Played his part. Hennessy stuck at the other end at the moment on 42 of 16. 3 4s and 4 6s. He wants to get to the other end. That's the plan. I wonder if the new batter is going to probably just drop the bat on this and go. Let's wait and see. Mohamed Atif also not off his normal run-up, just bowling from a few paces, really. And they will get the single. I don't think they'll try and take. Hennessy's got no intention of taking the second. He wants to be on strike. Raza gets the single. It's going to be a good contest. Mohamed Atif to Hennessy. Oh, well, I think he's got that. I think that might have got that on the lid. That's that slower short delivery that Mohamed Atif has mastered. I've seen him bowl this plenty of time at the Cardham Oval. I think it's something he might have picked up from someone like Sebastian Pratt. Just bowled. As a batter, you think it's going to be quick and fast. It's slow and catches the lid. They'll take leg byes. Here it is again. Next one up in the air. They've got a run here. And they're just going to take the single. Hennessy back on strike. Now he's done away with the lid here after being hit on the lid. That's an interesting decision. Back on strike. Latif. It's that slower ball again, high in the air, catching opportunity. Fielder will drop it. They will come back for a second as well. So Hennessy gets a life. And going to be a couple of runs to finish the innings. Sporting Alfas will get to 92 for 3. Hennessy, a very important knock from him. A fiery one as well. He'll finish on 44 of 18 deliveries. And that's the inning so far. That made a difference. Could have been gone there right at the end. That'd be interesting, actually. Make a note of that. And it's he dropped there with the score on 90. But Pak I Care now, I'd like to say that Pak I Care would like to feel that perhaps they're in front in this match. But remember, they just haven't really clicked with the bat. If you think about their performances yesterday, 132 for 2 against Mallorca. They did struggle. They needed Sukhinder Ali to score 51 and Babar 29 of 11. And then remember in their second match, they only got to 89 for 7 against Costa del Sol. But their bowling department, as it did here, was spot on and got them the win by 10 runs, restricting Costa del Sol to that score of 79. So I don't think Sporting Alfas will feel that this match is done and dusted. You can see that some of the match summary on your screen there. But first, let's talk a little bit about the bowling department. Once again, Mohammed Cameron, very tidy, 1 for 11. That second overseas, just that one leg by from it. And I think Mohamed Atif, how well he bowled once again. Just the 9 runs off his 2, that 1 wicket. His variations are so sensational. 2 for 14 for Jafar Raza. He made a difference after Rabbani went for 22 off his 1 over. Zayn Ali, his 2 went for 24. It was that second over, really. They went for 18. And Khalid Ahmed, the 1 over he bowled, went for the 17. Pak I Care, other than 3 overs there, will feel that they've once again done a pretty good job. Interesting to note that Babar doesn't bowl. And Sporting Alfas, if you go have a look at that batting scorecard, Danny Everett, I think he did what he had to do there at the top of the order, especially when DDC wasn't clicking. A very unusual innings there from Daniel Dolakaya. But a lot of people will feel, well, they'd rather have this blip now than in the match a bit later on, which will be the final. He was out there for 18 deliveries for just 7. But Danny, 24 of 20. But it needed that impact innings from Paul Hennessy, 44 of 18. 4 very big 6s and 3 4s on that way to that 44. So evenly poised, I would say. I think Pak I Care are going to have to demonstrate that their batting is going to click today if they're to go out there and be victorious. It's the first time it has to be said that these two teams are doing things the other way around. First time the Alphas have batted first. They've chased on both their victories yesterday, and it's the first time that Pak I Care will be chasing. They batted first in both their matches yesterday. So, as I said earlier in the day when I was out there for the coin toss, it's going to be an interesting match, and I think there's still everything to play for here in what is being called the dress rehearsal of the final Amrika Fall. It's lovely to have your company. Do join us back in about 10 minutes' time when we will see how Pak I Care, the champions of Catalonia, go about the run chase. Sporting Alphas putting 92 on the board.
Lo voy a preparar desde aquí.
Hello viewers and welcome back. You can see that the Pak I Care openers are making their way out into the middle, ready to pursue in this run chase. 93 required against Sporting Outfits. Both teams, remember, go into this match with 2 wins out of 2. Both were victorious yesterday against Mallorca and Costa del Sol. Those 2 teams we will see in the second match, which will go down as the battle for the wooden spoon, really. Both went down against these opponents yesterday and be looking to register a victory before they head back to their hometowns here in Spain. It's a good look there off Sporting Outfits, getting into a huddle before they start. This is where all of the planning and all of those tactics that were spoken about come into play. Be interesting to see how they go about things. Also be interesting to see how Pak I Care go with their batters here. It looks like they have gone for Ishan and Asad Abbas. Now Ishan, I know that he is struggling. I did speak to him this morning, and he's got some cracked ribs. That's why he's not been keeping, and it's also why he's been mainly used just as the batter. But of course, when you've got an injury like that, you're always going to feel some of the pain, and that certainly was noticeable in some of his batting yesterday. Now, let's see how they fare now. I was threatening you all yesterday that I might get a special guest in at some point today. And I have got a special guest here, but I've got to just explain to him some of the technical issues here, because you're going to have to. Well, first of all, I'll tell you who it is. Of course, it's Corey. Corey will be the Spanish team national coach, and of course, very good friend of mine and fellow commentator. Corey, that don't work. Okay. That does work. So you got to switch it on there. There you go. Now we should have you. Now, we have got people in the chat. Now, if you can hear Corey, send us a thumbs up. It's good to see you as well. I'm looking forward to this. It's the first ball, and that's played away nicely, but straight to the fielder. No run. This is Roger starting with the ball. How are you? Can you believe it? 2nd of November, yeah. Well, Dave says, hey, Corey, so you obviously can be heard, so that's nice. No, it's great. And look, I've certainly been talking about this for the weekend. What a setup, Sporting Outfits. What a ground. The views around here, absolutely sensational.
So thank you so much for stepping in. I've heard that there's some old faithful viewers in the chat, so looking forward to getting stuck into them for the next 30 minutes. I haven't missed them.
I think they might be looking forward to getting stuck into you as well, but let's see this first. Well, looking to whip this one away. Ishan. Yeah, it's always difficult. You just heard me mention there, Ishan. I know you touched on it as well. He's obviously got a bit of an injury at the moment with those ribs. It can't be easy out there. Well, that's why he's on the field, because he wants to go boom, shakalaka, and only the netting that is going around the fan zone, I think, saves some of the spectators there. Well, that could have ended up in somebody's pint. That's why he's out there, Corey. And I was thinking the same. I mean, this match is probably, it's a dress rehearsal, I've been calling it, for the final later. I would have thought that Isham would have maybe wanted to rest and keep himself for the final, but no, he's hit that one well. That's not the best of deliveries. It's going to go down the leg side. So one more to the tally. I did. I saw some. The Continental Cup there was fantastic. some women's cricket, and then I was there for Austria taking on Romania as well. So yeah, been some nice cricket there at the Morav Lasia cricket ground. We had some good weather as well, which was good, and yeah, just been keeping busy, and of course been staying in touch with the faithful on the ECN Rewind as well. So been watching some fantastic matches on that. And Vinny Sandhu gonna get past the keeper. They'll probably take a bye here. Let's see what the umpire signals here. It's leg bye signal. Vinny Sandhu in the chat saying, "Corey in, I'm out." Hi, Vinny. Here comes bowler once again, Raja. That's good areas. Hassan Abbas getting a chance at the top of the order, end of the first over, and not a bad one. 7 runs coming from it, 7 without loss.
Cambiaron de lanzador. Cambiaron de lanzador.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to be. Let's face it. There's a lot of good teams and a lot of good players out here in Spain, and wanting to be crowned the champions of Spain is something special. And there's still plenty to play for here, of course. Now, what have you been up to? I know that you've done some gigs as well. You've been involved not just with Spain, but also a bit of commentary.
Yeah, I was off to Bangladesh. A Bangladesh tour, so that was very nice. Media role. It's been a lot more quiet. I have to admit, I have been trying to cook for 7 days straight instead of being but like, it's a bit slower. There's more coaching at the moment.
Yeah, single gets taken there, and
Just a readjustment.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're all living a lifestyle. It's hard, very, very heavy. So everything's been like I was back to the it's not so bad. Like you and I are talking about, there's some big news.
yeah, there definitely is, and I know Vinny's touched on that in the chat as well. A lot of things happening behind the scenes. Oh, that's the ugly delivery. That probably should be a no ball, I feel, and it has been called. Yeah, that was too high. That doesn't come out right there from the bowler. This looks like it's Ashraf who's bowling here. He doesn't get that right, so in fact it's Shakil who's bowling. Shakil too high. We'll go with Shakil before the likes of someone like Waka. So free hit to come, and Abbas will be looking to get this away and get himself off the mark as well. And he leaves it alone wisely. This is another wide. But yeah, big things are on the horizon, and of course that news. Keep your eyes posted, because it's going to be something amazing. It's going to be big, bigger and better. And they do say that the good things are worth waiting for. This definitely will be worth waiting for. Well, can't be out. Remember, here's a free hit. Catch is nicely taken, but everybody seems to be aware, apart from some of the spectators, including the umpire John Braithwaite, is saying that's out. Oh, Johnny boy. And not out, of course, was the free hit. Catch well taken. Of course, the fielder knew. Got the throw in straight away. And it's up in the air. He doesn't drop him, you know. He doesn't drop him. That's Parky, Gary Park. Goes a long way up. Now, Ishan was out a couple of times in this area yesterday as well. Doesn't quite get it out the middle. You can see it's kind of the bottom of the bat. It doesn't ping off the middle. And Gary Park, safe as houses, takes the catch. And that's a big wicket. Ishan goes. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you there. Just going to go back to the chat for a moment. I saw that there was. Yeah, I mean, like I say, most of them, I've been catching up with them on the rewind. Well, could be 2 in 2, should be 2 in 2. It will be 2 in 2. As it's going to be Ismail is going to go very first ball, golden duck, and just like that, well, we have a hat-trick opportunity. Well taken, good catch taken there by the skipper, I believe, as he's backpedaling. Holds on to it nicely. No mistakes this time. I know he got a nasty one on the hand yesterday, a caught and bowled opportunity, but he takes the catch. And Pak I Care, their batting woes do continue. They struggled yesterday with the bat, I felt, and, well, today, maybe it seems to be the same. Hat-trick ball from Shaquille. And, well, he could get it. Hat-trick opportunity, and it's been taken. We have a hat-trick. It's probably, I'm going to say it, it's probably one of the worst hat-trick balls I've seen. It was a horrible Gundy ball. It was a full toss, which only just managed to be called a legal delivery. The batter's made a total hash of it, given the catching opportunity to the fielder, who makes no mistakes. And there you have it, everybody. It's Waka, I think, Ashraf, that takes the catch. And Shakir, well, there you go. Japia Baumundel. We have a hat-trick. Ladu gado ladu. Yeah, a lot of trouble. As you said, they have changed their batting order around a little bit. So this is now Secunda, who's coming out at number 5. Now we know he also has been a bit poorly. We saw him come off the field a bit earlier. He's had a bit of sickness, so hospital trip. Yeah. Shaquille, are we going to see a double hat-trick here? Quite sensational. Absolutely amazing stuff. In he comes. Take these times to Kendo. Did score a fine half century yesterday in match numero uno against Mallorca, 51 of 26. So here we go. And a bit of bat onto it. Well played. And some of the spectators, a few boos there. As again to making sure there's no double hat-trick. He doesn't want that statistic, but very well bowled there from Shaquille. Made a slight change there also. I like that from Sunderland. Just changed his bowlers around a bit, and it worked a treat. There's Pak I Care there in a spot of bother here. 2 overs complete, 12 for 3. Going to continue here. Looks like Raja gets the ball back. He didn't bowl a bad first over. 7 came off that one, but what about that over? 3 runs in the end, 5 runs in the end. It was 5 runs and 3 wickets. Quite sensational. Hello to Paul. It could be another. Should be another. Sutherland underneath it. It will be another. That's a very soft dismissal. How about that? So that's 4 wickets that have fallen in 5 balls. As Asada Abbas just literally gifts his wicket away, gift wrapped this. Sunderland was going to drop it. It's another wicket. Raja picks up another. As the score now is 12 for 4. So the end there of Asada Abbas going just for the 1 of 4. So another one bites the dust. And it's all going pear-shaped. And this is what I was talking about with Pak I Care. The batting just hasn't clicked. All right, I know they've made some changes here, but still. I think they made those changes because the batting the top order wasn't clicking. They tried something new, it hasn't worked. So yeah, I was squinting to see the chat here. I'm going to have to ask Braithwaite to pull the shutter a little bit more now because the light is. Come on, get on with it. Get on with it. No, I tell you well. Oh, come on, Papa. Well, John's been he's been a star for me really. Where I'm situated, as the sun is coming up, it starts to glare on the screens and I can't see a thing. And I've been trying to get onto the chat and I can't see it because there was a mention, and I'm going to try and see if I can find it here. Where is it here? I'm trying to find it. I think somebody was asking for Maximo to give somebody a shout out. Still trying to find it. When I can come back to it. Meanwhile, Raja, it's good areas outside the off well bowled. Yeah, I think I've lost it. If I can find it, I'll go back to it. Meanwhile, Corey's going to get some refreshments. Hopefully, he'll come back with me with a coffee as well. Just tries to get out of the way of this one, I think. Just tries to play this away. Just wanted to guide it towards that third. Yeah, I've lost it, I'm afraid. I'll come up with it. So there was somebody who wanted a shout out, and well, whoever it was, if you put the message in again, I will give that shout out. Thank you very much. Corey's come back with a coffee. He hasn't disappeared. Well, this one has disappeared. That's a lovely shot. Beautifully played. And Rabbani getting an opportunity with the bat, and he's played that nicely. And let's head to see what an important innings he played. That's a nice shot. Crunches that away. Rabbani, boundary. There haven't been too many boundaries in this innings so far. It was the 1-6 from Ishan. That was a biggie. Now Rabbani hits the 4. Can Rabbani make the most of this opportunity that he's getting here? Ooh, well, wants to get funky here, and he wears that one. And one of those shots that we saw Manav Naik trying to play a fair bit yesterday, but he wore a few yesterday as well. I think this pitch, because he's got that extra bounce, definitely isn't the type of pitch to try and get funky and play those scoop shots on. Hello to Jeffrey Maguire and Castle Sports also tuning in. Hello to everyone, a lot of people very active. It's Sunday morning, nice to have you all with us. A little bit fuller, that's nicely played, it's in the gap. This will test the outfield. Andre, Iwa. Well, that's a lovely bit of fielding. That's commitment and desire for you. Never gave it up. Got the slide in, got the flip back, and stops the boundary. Good bit of action there, right at the end of the over. Another over comes to an end, and Pak I Care, they need a partnership quite badly, don't they? As that takes the score now to 19. 3 overs completed. In fact, 18. Just looks like they only took the 1 run there. 18. 4 down. Power plays have been low scoring in this match. Remember the power play from Sporting Alphas, only 8 runs from it. But then they did pick up. They accelerated in the 4th over, which went for 22. Oh, here comes the hat-trick hero. A little bit of respect maybe from the batters here, leaving that one alone. He's got a spring in his step, hasn't he? There's Shaquille, the Sultan. Well, he is the Sultan. A hat-trick to his name, and of course, there's not too many players that can say that they've taken a hat-trick and it was streamed live. He can go back and watch it at any time and any place. And I know Shaquille will, and he'll like to talk about it as well, that's for sure. That was played away quite nicely. Gets into a good position. Rabbani, that's a nice looking shot. That's his second boundary. Rabbani showing that he too can handle himself with the bat. It's a good shot, slightly shorter, tucked it in to the batter, did Shakir, but Ravani got himself in a good position as he tucked that away for 4 runs behind square. Hello to Ash. Ash, welcome. And all the regulars. And what about this ground, everyone? Isn't it absolutely fantastic? It's the first time you've seen it. Hello, Simon. Here we go. There it is, Simon. Can you please say hi to Debbie watching from Detroit in the USA? Well, hello, Debbie. I hope you're enjoying the action. I hope you're all enjoying the action. Skill once again. That's better delivery. A little bit more zip in that one. Oh dear, that's not good cricket though, is it? Well, keeper's now saying, hang on a minute, wasn't the ball dead? Well, no, it wasn't dead. You can't just throw it away like that. Well, looks like I think the question is, was it dead or not? I don't know. I can hear a few people behind me say, dead ball, dead ball. I don't think it was. I think the wicketkeeper, I don't think he's passing it back to the bowler here, is he? Now, there's a bit of discussion there between I think the umpire, I'm with the umpires here. There's no need for it. I think the ball is still live. It wasn't that the keeper had the ball in his glove for a while and then passed it back. I think that's a fair call. Gets pushed away. Probably is a single there, you know. I think Rabani was looking for it. He starts to move. But the striker, Sekinder, say no, stay there. Sekinder, not yet off the mark. Oh, geez, only faced a couple of deliveries. Well, he goes for this. Has he got enough of it? Yes, he has. That will go all the way. Manos arriba from the arbitro. There's 6 carreras. He's fetched this from outside off, you know. It's a slog sweep. And he gets enough of it. 6 runs. And you can see the fielders there right on the boundary line. Can't do anything about it. DDC, it's got good, safe hands. We've got the top fielders on this leg side boundary. Daniel Dolkaye and also Gary Parks. They've got good, safe hands. Gary's already shown that once already. Well, just tries to guide this away. I think that's probably not the right shot there. I think he should be looking to stroke this through the offside, through the covers. I wonder if Sekinder still is struggling a little bit here. Of course, his fitness is going to be key. We've seen a couple of players actually from Pak I Care, Mohammad Ishan and Sekinder Ali, who, you know, they aren't 100% fit. So I'm a little bit surprised that they are playing in this match and not saving themselves for the bigger match a bit later, the final. And off the over, and Pak I Care 29. 29 for 4. 4 overs completed. That one going for 11. Particularly with the big 6 that came from it as well. So now I'm looking forward to this. Now this is a young man. I think this is young Fraser who's coming on to bowl. Heard a lot about this youngster under 19. I think he's 17 and a bit of a leggy, and has played for there in Wales, North Wales. I played for the under 16s there, and he starts with a single. I think he'd do well on this track if he gets it in the right area. I think that little bit of extra bounce just outside the off stump will assist him well. And here we go. This could be the first. Fielders coming in, and well, I don't think he picks this straight away. That, I feel, if this was picked up straight away from the boundary fielder, that's probably a catching opportunity. And by the time the fielder gets to it, it's already dropped at his feet, so creates an opportunity, almost gets taken. Rabani gets one pitched up. He drives that fairly well. Will take just a single as Jake Sutherland, the captain, does the fielding. Fraser Tierney just moved out to Spain. It's not been here that long. I think it was about June time. Right, another miscue. DDC doesn't drop him. There's the catch. And what a start for the young man. Wonderful moment for Fraser. Picks up a wicket in the Spanish national finals. And this is what it's all about, isn't it, when you're a youngster? It joins the club. Has been with the club that long. He's played a lot of cricket there in North Wales. I think he's played for Conway. Played for the North Wales under-16s and relocated out here in Spain, bowling in the national finals, and he's picked up a wicket. Congratulations to him. As I said, Daniel Doyle-Kai does not drop, and they've got probably two of the best fielders in this tournament so far on the leg side boundary. And yeah, well done to the young lad. Isn't it wonderful that he can go back whenever he wants and watch that wicket over and over again? I feel that there'll be more than just the one if he keeps on bowling the way he is. But he can show it to his friends, all of his schoolmates. Oh, that one slightly quicker, flatter delivery. Goes through now. I wonder if this is it just spies? Well, in fact, must have been a little bit of something on this. Must have got a bit of a feather on it. That's why it's got through the keeper. Right, here we go. Here's another. Keeper has to find it. Finds it easily. Takes the catch. Wicket número 2. Qué guay. Qué momento eso es por este jugador. Está joven, pero también están muy contento. Wicket número 2, an easy catch there taken. And Fraser, he's loving life at the moment as a cricketer. And there you go, what a lovely message this is to all the youngsters out there that are tuning in on this Sunday morning. Get involved in the game, get involved, enjoy it, and get part of the team. You can see all the teammates coming around him and congratulating him and encouraging him, as Pak I Care at the halfway point have now slumped to 33 for 6. 2 wickets in the over and just the 4 runs. Well bowled to the young man Fraser, and I'm pretty sure he's definitely earned himself a second over. And John Gray saying some introduction that for young Tierney. Certainly is. And watch out for him. Watch out for him. I tell you what, that's probably why Corey's disappeared. I think Corey is got his beady eye on the young man, and so he should do. And of course, plenty of good players in that national setup that can help him along the way as well, like to Lorne Burns, just to name a few. It's going to be a wide ball, a little bit too wide this time around from Wakas. Wakas also bowled very well yesterday. He was probably one of the pick of the bowlers alongside Damien van Jasveld. Damien was sensational. In fact, before the start of the day, he was right up there as the leading wicket taker. That's a little bit short, but doesn't capitalise on this. That's Atik who's out there now. With the tiff. Also likes to reckon himself as a bit of a batter. So Ali, Zain Ali. Oh, it's a bit of a hoik here, an ugly hoik. Not getting in line with the ball at all. Very one-track minded, trying to hit the ball on the leg side. That's something you need to be playing out the off. Big gap on the offside between the fielder who's at backward point and the sweeper. He should be really looking to play in that area. You want to get bat onto ball. Get a little bit onto this. Gonna have to be quick. Here comes the throw. We'll just take the single. Bit of bat on that, says the umps. Dave is asking me how old is Fraser. I believe he's 16, is that right? 16 to 17. having a look around to see if there's anybody around that can confirm that for me, but I'm pretty sure he's 16 or 17, Dave. I will find out exactly for you. I like a video saying it's Corey's marathon commentary stint over. Well, I just checked, actually, he left his microphone switched on as well, you know, Vinny, that's no surprise. Turned it off, slightly different system to what we're used to, so you can probably gather. So let's just have a look at this equation here now for Pak I Care. So 56, that rate now about 13 and a half. Another swing and a miss. Interesting this with Pak I Care. Corey, when he was in, obviously was mentioning that that they have changed the batting order around slightly. We haven't seen Mohammed Babar come out there just yet. Now, again, I don't know if that's something to do with maybe a slight injury as that over comes to an end. A good one. Another good one from Sporting Alfest, 37. Just the 4 runs coming off that one from Wakas. And it's the young man again, Fraser. 2 already, 2 for 4. Now they're going to go after him here, so I think there's more chances coming, definitely. If you don't get it right, it's going to disappear. Christopher Ward was saying that it was Simon who was asking for a shout to Debbie. Well, here we go. Fielder comes across and puts it down. Down it goes. It could have been a 3-foot. Could have taken one of the first ball of his second over. Mohammed Atif gets back onto it, offers the opportunity. It's straight in, straight out. And the chance goes amiss. The only good thing about that is it doesn't go to the boundary.
Ya están en juego.
It looks like Zain Ali's removed the lid and still misses. Swing and miss. It's been too much of that, really, isn't there? Too much of the swinging and missing. Good stop there from James.
Vale.
Bat on ball, it will only be just a single. It's tiki-taka here, isn't it? Tiki-taka, tiki-taka. No, boom, boom. I need a few of those because that rate is gradually going up. It's got now to they're needing over 15 runs and over. And when you consider that they've only hit 4 boundaries in the innings, doesn't look likely, does it? That's lofted and pitched out a little bit more, liking the variations. So after being niggling away outside the off stump, he goes a lot fuller, a lot straighter. That's a little bit short, being hit firmly, and it's going to be another error in the field. Well, I've been talking about Sporting Alphas and having the key players in the right place. I think with Gary and DDC, that's definitely the case, but I can see a few issues.
Yeah.
There for Raza. Raza's not quite getting it right. It's another one that's gone through him. It's that pitched up one again, well bowled. And Zain Ali getting back onto ball, takes a single. And that's the end of a very good spell from young Fraser. He knows, should have had 3 if it wasn't for the drop catch, but fantastic bowling figures. Fraser Tierney, 2 for 12. Well bowled. The young man, always great to see youngsters out there making an impact and growing into the game. He's certainly a name to watch out for, that's for sure. Yeah, so hello to Debbie, who's watching from Detroit. Hello to everybody that's tuning in. A lot of people talking about this wonderful ground.
Ahí.
And it is absolutely stunning, it really is. And as I've said before, it's not just the fact that it's a beautiful cricket ground. It's scored 45 for 6 at the end of these 7 overs. Yes. Well, no ball. That one's gone a little bit wrong for DDC. Well, DDC is probably thinking, well, it didn't happen with the bat. Maybe it will with the ball. First one doesn't come out right, so an opportunity for Zane, who, well, don't forget, he got rid of the helmet moments ago. Probably wish he has it now, and he's missed out on the free hit. Head all over the place, really. I think he's better off with the helmet on. It might help him keep his head still. Wants to go for the big shot, but swinging and missing. That's 11 balls now. Face for the 7 he's on. He's scratching around, isn't he? And another one that gets past. He's off stump. You can see that, yeah, Mohammed Atif is having a look at the bench and saying, come on. Looking at the captain and saying, hey, Skip, what are you doing? Don't you want to come out here? Don't you think it's about time? That one is completely wrong. Now, I don't think this one hits the pitch. I get a feeling, I don't know if we get a chance to see this again on the replay, but I don't think he catches the pitch here at all. So it's another free hit. Or maybe Atif is going to be able to make something of the free hit. No, but it's down the leg side. It'll have to be bowled again. So free hit stays in play. Yeah, going back to the ground, it's not... One, it's a beautiful ground, lovely setup and a wonderful area. That's hit fairly well, but fielder going across, it's the captain. And Jake Sunderland does very well. He's taken 2 catches and makes a good stop there. Batters do come back for a couple, they double up. Yeah, but it's also, Sporting Outfits, fantastic clubhouse. The atmosphere is fantastic. Kate and doing a wonderful job behind there. Kevin also. Dida. So a big thank you to Kate, Dida and Kevin, keeping everybody well fed and well watered. And nothing better than getting to a ground in the morning and the smell of sausage and bacon sarnies. That's another elaborate shot that's been played and missed, this time by Atif. Interesting that their white pads being worn with a white ball. Not something that you normally see. And that's one way to score runs, because there's not too many fielders that are put in that position. He gets the edge, flies away. Good shot to play in this format. 4 runs, DDC's over comes to an end. Cuatro carreras, and that's what they need now. A hat full of boundaries. And 10 off that over DDC. And with that boundary, the 50 also comes up. The score moves to 55. So what's the equation here then? It's not impossible, I guess. 38 required from 2. But if you want it to make it possible, then somebody like Mohammed Babar needs to be making his way out there. But he seems to be quite content, just sitting in the sunshine and enjoying his team go down in this one. So Sporting Alfes are looking to keep their 100% record intact. Well, that's it pretty well. That might take some stopping, and it won't be stopped. It's going to be 4 runs. So Zane finally gets one in the slot and hammers it away. And this is one that Gary Parks can't stop. Okay, so Damien van Jusveld was the pick of the bowlers yesterday. Gets hit for 4 off his first. There's that wild swing again. If it's outside the off, he doesn't seem to be able to get bat onto ball, does Ali? And yeah, and Parks is there and takes the catch. Well taken. No issues there. I think the umpires just looking at each other. I think he took the catch Wraps his fingers around it. The ball doesn't touch the ground. And a wicket for Damien. That's what he does. Keeps it simple. The batters go after him. And if you don't get it right, if you don't get it out the middle with no pace on the ball, with the right fielders in the right spot, the catches will get taken. So Ali will depart, and that means that we will see Babar finally come out. So that is the end of another batter. So 7 down with a score on 59. Pak I Care. Those batting woes do continue. I know they did, as we've mentioned already, made some changes. Smiles on the faces of the RFS players, especially that of Shaquille, as we saw there. He will be happy. Hat-trick hero. Taking a hat-trick, and he will be talking about that for a long time and showing that, going back to the YouTube and showing that to all his friends and family. And so will young Fraser, of course, 2 wickets in his first over. Right, here he is, Mohamed Babar, without the helmet. A few people, of course, in the chat saying, no helmets, Rico, remember, it's not the ECN. So, well, he's clipped that away. Fielder is right there. It is going to be a golden duck for Babar. Damien now, well, we just talked about Shaquille, who took a hat-trick. Now we've got another player from Sporting Alfaz who has a chance to get a hat-trick. It's going to be Damien. Babar finds the hands of the fielder, and this time there's no mistakes. Well, Fraser is probably wondering why the fielder couldn't hold the catch when it presented itself to him early off his bowling. But he doesn't let Damien down, and, well, Mohamed Babar, he only knows one way to play, and hits it straight to the fielder. It's going to be a golden duck for him. And, of course, that means it's going to be the old... There you go. There's the ducks in the pond here at Sporting Alfaz. Babar makes his way back. 8 down, 59 for 8. Hat-trick ball coming up. And it looks like it's going to be Mohamed Cameron. Don't know if this is... Well, unless they've switched shirts, because Mohamed Cameron was wearing number 1, so it does say it's Cameron. It looks like it is Cammy to face. Hat-trick ball coming up. Damien 2 for 4. Hat-trick ball. How fast? 59 for 8. Here it comes. And oh, it's so close. They're asking the question. Oh, they're asking the question. Not out, says the umpire. Well, you've got to ask, I suppose. Oh, that was so close. We almost had 2 hat-tricks in the same innings. And that's going to be worn out. It has now changed. I did say it didn't look like it was not Cameron, and I've seen now it has been changed. It is Khalid Ahmed who is the batter, so it is not Cammy. So it looks like Cameron... He's not going to, well, if he's going to come out, another wicket has to fall. End of the over. And the woes continue now. I think Jake's just captain. Looks like he is going to go back to maybe here Waka to finish things off. 59 for 8. It will take something special to do it from here, and I don't see it coming. Ahmed Atif. Oh, he gets a bit of something on this. It'll race away. The fielder's not going to be able to stop that. It's not the best of deliveries. Straighten down the leg side, Ashraf this time. Gets helped along the way. Be disappointed with that. His first over already went for the 8 runs. Atif once again trying to put a claim in that he is an all-rounder, a bit of a batter as well. I don't think Corey's still convinced. Corey always says nah. That's well bowled, a little bit quicker, better areas this time. That's where you've got to be. It just seems to be the case of this innings that every time that ball has been in that area, that Pak I Care just haven't been able to get it away. And probably the same could be said for that innings of Sporting Alfaz. And how important that knock from Hennessy was in the end, that 44. Oh, wow, that's just a little bit ambitious and a bit ugly as well, to be fair. It's a tiff trying to play a little bit of fancy cricket here. Yeah, he thinks about a little bit of showtime at the Woodbridge Oval, but that certainly wasn't there for that, was it? And he's made to look a little bit silly there. John Gray saying he suspects that the concentration levels will be considerably higher in the final for Pak I Care. Yeah, you feel that, but I still do. You know, I'm one of those that maintain that you don't want to go into a final with a loss behind you, and I think Sporting Alphas certainly will be the more confident going into that final later this afternoon. Remember, starting here local time at 2 o'clock. That's well hit, but the fielder is there and takes it right next to the tree. DDC holds on to the catch. The 9th wicket will go down. So looks like Cami will have to go out there in the end. And I think he was looking to not have to do so. He had his tracksuit top on and the rest, but out he comes, Cami. 9 down, catch taken by DDC. Hasn't put a foot wrong in the field, has he? Daniel Dolkayan, the same could be said to his fielding partner, the man who's pretty close next to him, to Gary Park. Both of them have been magnificent in the field. As the 9th wicket goes, Pak I Care, their batting woes continue. 64 for 9. And with a ball to go, so Cami gets 1 ball. I wonder if he'll try and hit it for 6. 6 or out, maybe. That's what my call is on this one. And, so here we are. Last ball coming up of this first match of day 2 of the Spanish National Finals. Gets stroked away. I'll just take a single. Doesn't look like there's going to be any effort made at all to try and come back for the second. And that, folks, will conclude this first match. And it ends up being a bit of a low-scoring, anticlimactic match, really. I think most people knew that there wasn't too much really to play for in this one. It's all about keeping your 100% record, and I would say bragging rights. I still maintain that as a player, as a team, you don't want to lose. And Pak I Care seem to have made a lot of changes in this match, particularly with their batting. Cami there coming in at number 11, Babar coming in just a couple of spots above him, which meant they wanted to give the others a chance, the likes of Rabani. And nobody really made the most of it. I suppose you could once again say that maybe only Mohammed Atif, who was not out there at the end, 16 off 13. He was the top scorer. And then after him, there was 2 lots of 12 from Rabani and Zain Ali. But Zain Ali, 15 balls for his 12. There was always that possibility, perhaps, for Pak I Care still to complete the run chase if someone like Babar did come out earlier. He didn't, and when he did come out, he was out very first ball and caught there on the boundary by Raza, who before then had dropped one and made a blunder in the field. But he made amends by holding on to Baba and removing him for a golden duck. But it's one of those, I know I've said this about DDC when he was batting, he wasn't able to click. And he, remember, was out there for 18 balls for 7. And I said at the time, well, if you're going to have a poor match, if you're going to lose your form for a match, you want to do it in one that doesn't matter. And probably you could say the same here for Pak I Care, or particularly for Mohammed Baba getting out for a golden duck, coming in low down in the order. But I think with the problem is, it's not the first time that we've seen Pak I Care fail with the bat. So we've got some just under 20 minutes time when we go to the next match. Of course, that one will be the match number 2 in the day, match number 6 in total of these Spanish National Finals, where the 2 teams that couldn't get a win yesterday, the champions from the islands, Mallorca, and also the champions from Andalusia, Costa del Sol, will go head-to-head. That match starting in just under 20 minutes time. And do join us for that one as we leave you with the magnificent views surrounding this fantastic Sporting Alphas cricket ground here in Albert, in the little town of SACC, leaving you with the match summaries. Paul Hennessy, a very important 44 from him, and he scored that pretty rapidly as well, just 18 deliveries, and that certainly did make a difference to this match, because up until that point, Sporting Alphas themselves were looking to get to a similar score that they restricted the Pak I Care side to in the end. So we're going to take a short break now, but do join us back in around 15 minutes time when we start talking you through a match which I do feel that both teams, Mallorca and Costa del Sol, are going to be fighting hard for. One of them will end up losing all their matches, but the other will at least pick up one victory in this Spanish finals weekend. So everything to play for there in that match coming up in about 15 minutes time. So hasta pronto, mi familia. Get yourself a coffee and come straight back.